And just like my friends, we share a common thought, a thought of considering and including these our brothers and sisters. And that is one of our core values, inclusiveness. Inclusiveness. We must include everyone. I've had personal stories. For example, so many years ago, I was in Angenois, and there was this young man, very intelligent, but he was walking with crutches. He was walking, he was moving, but supported. He was blocked just after me. I mean, he was ahead of me. The bouncer bounced him. Wano tetukiriza abalema ojja kukatawanya abantu nga bazina amazina gaabwe. Because he was walking in what he called a funny way. And I came in walking like this. That was a funny way too, but he let me go in. This young man, and I'm glad to report that now, after so many years, I see the sense in him. He went to court, and Angenois had to compensate him. Ladies and gentlemen, some of us have our eyes opened in tough times, while others have their eyes opened early enough. The reason, for example, why we have steps here and we have a ramp here is because we know that some people are going to come here and they're moving with a wheelchair and they're not going to use the steps. Some of these simple things, other countries are way ahead of it. Just like you have a toilet for women and men, you must have a walk path for normal people, or whatever we call them, and with people using wheelchairs and other things, ladies and gentlemen. We as NUP, we have not thought about persons with disabilities today. And as one of our brothers was reporting to you, he actually got, two of them got the disabilities or the special need when we were going to Mbarara to launch our manifesto, which manifesto, and Edgar quoted, includes an envisionment of the plight of people living with disabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, these are not just special needs, these are rights. Because in NUP, we know the difference between equality and equity. I mean, if there are steps, yes, everybody is equal and everybody should use the steps. But there's no equity in that. And that's what we view, that's what we think a country should be, that's how a country should be run. Ladies and gentlemen, in other countries, you have special parkings for people with disabilities. You have special places with people with special needs. That is what is supposed to be, not only in a developed country, but everywhere where there's humanity. We don't have it in Uganda, we want it in Uganda, and we will get it in Uganda. A government that is serving people must be able to recognize the needs of these people. And this is not just starting. This has been happening since time immemorial. It is just being destroyed. I'll give an example, ladies and gentlemen. The Shimoni, which was demolished to build Kingdom Kampala, was a school that had a provision for the deaf, for the blind, and other special needs. Schools for children with special needs and disabilities are reducing instead of increasing. I was talking to my wife, Bobi, where she went for her primary in Mbarara, St. Helens. She used to study with children who are blind. As a matter of fact, one time I was moving with her, and this blind guy, I was talking to her. Bobi had not recognized her old friend because he had changed. I mean, he was a friend in primary, P3. But when the guy heard the voice say, Itungo, and then Bobi turned. And that's when she recognized her old friend. But because of those skills that are built, we get to realize that these people are not actually disabled. And like a brother said, they are abled differently. So today, ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate this day, we should take time to reflect on these, our brothers and sisters. They are a huge chunk of our population. They need us just as much as we need them. Not only helping them, I mean, we've had brilliant ideas from people with disabilities. And I believe these are ideas that are helpful to society. So while I encourage the population, the society to embrace people with disabilities, I want to encourage you, brothers and sisters with disabilities, don't sit on yourselves. You are just as good as everybody else. Be included, and the only way you're going to be included is by including yourself. If you don't raise your voice, nobody is going to hear you. If you don't put up your hand, nobody is going to see you. So rise.
People power. Our power. Kama wange. Kwagala nnyo. Wamu ne baganda bange aba sports. Amanya Mugabe Brand era nga nzanya sports. Nzanya wheelchair basketball. Simanyi abasinga mu Uganda mumanyi. Abamu bali mulabyeko. Nvuga obugali bw'empaka. Nzanya sitting volleyball, nzanya badminton. Naye mukama waffe olw'okuba nti obusobozi n'okutuyisaamu amaaso ngaffe abantu abaliko obulemu. N'olunaku lwange nina okwogera buli ekindi ku mutima. Kuba abantu abamu agenda n'akutunuulira n'alaba nga like oba oli useless maybe mu maaso ge. Naye oluvannyuma lw'okufuna nti twafuna mukama waffe President Kyagulanyi omulonde, mpulideko muganda wange mwanyinaze ng'agamba mbu kaasuubire tujja kuwangulula. Gwatamanyi nti twawangula dda? Gwatamanyi twawangula dda? So nsaba mukama wange fe abantu abaliko obulemu naddala nga ffe abazanya sports. Waliwo omuntu omu kuba naffe kuba mbeera awo Mulago era nina ekibiina bakiyita Mulago 2 Disability Empowerment. Abantu abo bali 24 era abantu abo bonna baffe temuliimu onasonyiwa okosa ekigambo kino temuliimu nkuchwa temuliimu nkuchwa bonna mbeesiga. So nze nsaba baganda bange ne bannyinaze abali eyo okuzanya sports tekitegeeza nti oba okomye. Sports ekisookera ddala ekirungi ekiri mu sports nti kiyambako ku bulamu bwo okubeera fit. Nze mumwe abamu bagamba batya akuba jimu. Si kuba jimu, ne jimu yange. Era bw'oba oyagala okufuna obulabe bwonna ng'oyagala okumanya omwana wa PP kyategeeza, kwata ku mukono. Okitegeera? Ontegeere bulungi nnyo ki ekinkozesa okubeera nga omukono gubeera bweguti, si kuba kyuma. So sports yanyambye nnyo mu bulamu bwange. Nze nsobola omala omwaka nga sirwadde, sirwala, kuno busenyiga tebunkuba kigwo. Ekyokulala baganda bange mwe abali eyo mbasaba twetanire nnyo sports. Ekisookera ddala twafuna omukulembeze waali oba bala temumulaba ndowooza. Fine, muyinza okuba nga temumulaba kuba si buli kya bulijjo nti olina okumulaba buli kaseera. Osobola omukola ekikyamulaba ne tufiirwa. Kitegeera ekintu ekyo. So yita mu mitendera newankubadde abamu babeereeyo bagamba Mugabe okulaba pulezidenti okola otya? Nimbagamba nze nange okola appointment. Tomala gaveeyi n'omulaba bulabi bwoti wuno omulabi. Kati leero olunaku lwo yogera mubulire buli kimu ky'obadde oyagala. Oli eyo osirize busirisi ate nga bulijjo obadde ogamba Mugabe ndabye ntya pulezidenti. Wuyo waali talina security awo waali okitegeera. Yogera buli kyoyagala. Olunaku lwaffe tosabe emmere tumulabye tulidde. Kyemulina okumanya olwaleero lulinga bali abalaba Yesu. Kati tulabe Yesu. Kati temusuubira kubeeramu ate kulya njala ennuma nedda. So malizanga ngamba nti baganda bange abali mwenna abalina obulemu ku mubiri bifo nga sinakyogera mwe abatambula obulungi nekyera pulezidenti nkuloopera baganda baffe bano abatambula obulungi batuyisaamu amaaso batya nti ogenda n'omugamba ekintu katugeze okugamba nti waliyo kalimu eyo ngira nkolaakolayo kubaffe abasinga tukolera ku street twali tutunda ebintu ku street nga tebannaba kutugobaganya abasinga ne batusiba nako kwegamba bibeeramu biri ebya politics just katono nnyo wagamba nti onkubye naye nga kali oba wekitiibwa ojjukira olunaku lwe mwajja mu
Excellency the President, I'm most glad to address you. Before I address you, Your Excellency, allow me to congratulate you. Itam Kalulu. Secretary General, Chairman, our media personnel, my brothers in the disability fraternity, good afternoon. Yeah. Today is 3rd of December as we try to reflect on the commitment that was put up by our founders in the disability to observe the disability fraternity and reflect on the challenges that our people go through. As our brothers and our leaders celebrate in Koli, which is the northern of Uganda, we try to reflect the commitments that we really put up to address, which are challenging our people. Are they fully addressed? Such as we really know, the theme of today's celebrations is the transformative, inclusive accessibility of development. So now, Your Excellency, when you try to reflect on that, are those things really addressed? I personally am a graduate. You may see that amongst all our brothers and sisters, they are graduates. But we find a lot of challenges to compete with most of our people on the same job, which is very, very unrealistic. We find that Chiwa has the same qualification, but what normally comes to some people's faces when, let me use Chiwa, because it's my name. When Chiwa approaches you, the only thing that comes into your head, without trying this person, can he really do this thing? Just look at her. Now this Chiwa, he really manage. Yet Chiwa is capable of doing each and everything. By the way, let me tell you one thing, Your Excellency. We are just differently abled persons. As you saw my brother, you told him to come towards the podium. The way he came might be different from mine, but he managed to reach. In other words, he does things differently. Yes. So now when it comes to employment, we find that these people are not tested. They are not tested, and they look at Chiwa as a burden to these people. And that's why we are trying so hard that the government, let it be a mandate that in each and every institution or any office, let a person with disability be. Because if he's there, he would be proved that he can do. Yeah. Let me tell you one thing. I work with cases here, and I joined cases here with now the Honorable Balimwezo. But after appointing me as his